Yeah.
Speaking of season now, once again, just the Christmas blessings falling on us. The Mandalorian, but
Yeah.
it's finally here. We got two episodes of
So
this.
obvious
Um,
a big thing. I did not see this. I had to shiver me timbers for this. Because I couldn't get it and then the VPN wasn't working for this either. So I was kind of screwed. So I had to shiver me timbers. Just saying that.
yeah. Well, okay. So talking about the Mandalorian, right? Let me just talk about Disney Plus for a sec. So,
Yeah.
I was just kind of glancing at certain things that were popping up on the news feed, right, on the Facebook news feed about Disney Plus. Main thing about, well, gargoyles and how they had it, you know, um, how they didn't have it in succession. Like they didn't have all the
Yeah.
episodes in that order. I think it's either that or X-Men, one of those shows. Then
No,
another issue,
yeah, Gargoyles I think out of order. A bunch of
right?
shows out of order. And the big thing was a couple of little shenanigans. Well, Simpsons, they
Yes, I
pulled
was gonna mention.
yeah, well, the two things. Well, they pulled the Michael Jackson episode, which people hate.
Well,
You
they
know,
hate now because of leaving Neverland.
well, the thing is, everybody. Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, I've stated my position on the Michael Jackson situation, but people just still find it one of the best episodes to pull it. But Matt Groening himself pulled it, and like we ain't getting into big details about Matt Groening himself, or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll Google that shit. Don't worry,
right,
keep that shit.
and and then but the big thing about Simpsons is well the aspect ratio, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh,
I think they had it in the wrong aspect ratio, and then
yeah,
they
it's terrible.
they fixed it or something. Did they fix it?
They said they're fixing it quite next year. I can't. That's what I remember here. So a bunch of jokes and things like you're gonna miss because yeah, it just cut out the whole scene. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know why that happened. I forget. I think they get. I don't know which version they upload or whatever it is, but they kind of somebody fuck up something there to mess up our aspect ratio. So whatever.
Yeah, that was weird, but well, I mean, not starting off on a strong note though,
Right.
which I will kind of get into with the two big features that Disney Plus were pushing. That would be Noelle and the live action version of Lady and Tramp. But first things
Right.
first, the Mandalorian, right? We saw two episodes of it, and just letting you all know one time, no, I have no intentions of getting Disney Plus, so yeah, I had to do kind of like the same thing you did. Uh, I mean, we not gonna do it this time, but still, I mean, it's the Mandalorian, right? So basically, what we saw in the trailer with Carl Weathers and Winter
Yeah.
Herzog, you saw those characters show up. I didn't know that Nick Nolte was in this.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be a regular character. But anyway, didn't expect to hear Taika Waititi in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
He played the bounty hunting droid basically that showed up in season one. Sorry, in episode one. Or I should say chapter one, because they're all in chapters, right? But anyway, yeah. But just from a visual perspective, I make the joke on Facebook is like, yeah, boy, them clearly them spend money on this, boy. Clearly they spend money
Okay.
on this show like currently right now, boy, because yeah, this is a very expensive, glossy looking film. But then again, sorry, series. But then again, it's Star Wars, right? So you have to go big. I mean, cinematography on point. They use a lot of like desert shots, basically, and it adds a lot to the whole Western vibe that they're going for the Mandalorian, right? And just speaking about that character himself, played by Pedro Pascal. What I like about him, like the first thing that came to mind when I saw him moving about in like the first half of the first episode is like he's like the man with no name. He's like that Clint Eastwood character. He's about here to he'll do his job. He's not really thinking about well, how is this gonna affect the other person? Just like all right, do the job, get paid, right? That kind of thing.
Right. Right.
But I like how after he meets both Carl Weathers and Winter Herzog's character, it just kind of puts his MO in doubt now. Like, okay, now I have to be a little bit more concerned for other people. I have to kind of watch my back a little bit more because I don't know what's going on and all that kind of stuff. You get some cool action scenes in both episodes as well. I like the fact
Right.
that you see some old characters from like the original trilogy. You know what I mean? Like the Jawas from
Right.
from episode 4. I didn't expect to see them. It's just familiar stuff that you've known from the Star Wars universe, right? Um, Also like the fact that like how they pictured, like I thought it was gonna be like real edge lord, no, not edge lord, but just like real, over the top with the violence and stuff like that. It's like not really like what I mean. It's more kind of light PG-13 kind of vibes. So and I think it's a TV 14 rating it has anyway. So yeah, I imagine like smaller Star Wars fans could watch this and not have any issues. I imagine older diehard fans could sit down and watch this as well too. But what else? Performances were solid. I was really liking Pedro as the Mandalorian. I like the fact that he has words to say. He's not just walking around in a suit. I like the fact also too that they're doing the whole Judge Dredd thing where we're not gonna see his face.
Right.
Um, what else? I love the music actually, which was done by my boy Ludwig Göransson, the Oscar winner himself. In true Ludwig fashion, I love that it has this kind of how to say it like he uses some traditional instruments into it, so you still have the same sort of epic John Williams-esque kind of feel to the sound of everything, but he puts his own kind of spin on it. Every so often, you'll hear like a little bit of rock, you'll hear a little bit of hip hop into it, a little bit of trap. Like if you're listening closely, you'll hear a little bit of trapness into his music as well too. The way he just makes it fun, he makes it vibrant, and he very very it fits the show perfectly. So it's not too serious, but at the same time, it things shit could get real at any point in time, right? Which is something I also love about the show here. And last I want to say though, this is I had this spoiled for me, unfortunately, because I didn't see both episodes till like about a couple days after they came out, right? Uh Baby Yoda? Anyone? Well, I know it's
Right.
not actually Yoda, but that
Right.
breed of whatever alien it is. I still to this
Yeah.
day don't know what Yoda is. But yeah,
Actually, it's actually unknown.
oh, okay. Well, all right,
There's no
well
name. There's no official canon name. George Lucas kind of went out of his way to make sure that happened.
all
So
right,
he
well,
shot projects that expand on Yoda's species or anything like that. Uh,
well that makes
yeah,
perfect sense
yeah,
actually. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but like
Because
I real
it has some expanded universe explaining what it is, saying what it is, but like most of that is not canon, as far as I know.
all right. But yeah, boy, people have been losing their shit over this thing, but like, oh my god, Baby Yoda is so cute. And I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is cute and everything. But some people on Facebook just had to spoil. I was like, because this is like a big thing at the end of the first episode. Because like, okay, we tracking down this person, we have to bring him back alive or dead if it comes to it. And we realize, oh shit, it's a baby. It's a baby Yoda.
Yeah,
Okay, what? You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like this is something you wouldn't want to spoil for people who haven't seen it. But like as the first shots of it near the end of that first episode came out, it's like people just kind of lost their minds. It's like, oh my god, it's like the cutest thing ever. And yeah,
yeah,
it's cute. I'll give it that, but don't spoil that shit. Like, come on. But I like how they incorporate him, assuming it's a meal, right? In the
yeah.
second episode where you actually see him use force powers, right? I thought that was really cool. Like, okay, something's up, and once again, it's just that dynamic between the two of them, between Yoda and that Mandalorian character. So I don't know, like again, this kind of lone wolf and cub kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
maybe that's what they're
Yeah,
gonna go with it. But yeah, other than
yeah,
that though, I am impressed by the show here so far. It really does feel like yes, this is what a live action Star Wars TV show should feel like. You know what I mean? Kind of like with Star Trek in a way, like like how early Star Trek was, that kind of vibe. I get that little vibe from it too. Maybe I'm wrong,
yeah.
but I just get a little bit of a early Star Trek vibe from it, which isn't a bad thing. But other than that, really digging Mandalorian thus far. So
Right.
we think about Mandalorian so far.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. It looks great. It really feels like they catering to the EU crowd with this one.
Right.
Because everything really feeding like again like classic Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe
yeah,
that's why I was getting that little Star Trek vibe because of how it harkens back to the old movies now. Maybe that's the case.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. As you mentioned, Lone Wolf and Cub, so it had that samurai Jack vibe to everything. Everything you have by yourself, but you have like one companion, and you keeping everything kind of minimalist in terms of like the dialogue and straightforwardness of it.
Yeah.
Um, it what the only thing I'll say I think they should have the first two episodes could have been connected as an extended premiere instead. So that could have been one episode instead of two
I
episodes.
agree. Because the second episode is like what, like literally a half hour long, and
Not
the
sure.
first one
Not
was
sure.
was about 42 minutes.
Right. And so that's connected because it's the entire adventure on the planet playing itself out. Whatever, it's fine. Um, I dug the hell out of this. decent enough plot and characterization, a very minimalist approach, but you learn little information about him. Like, well, it has some trauma in his past. We're not sure what that is. We know the best cast steal is pretty important on Mandalorians. So that's a whole
Yes.
thing. And then the stuff with Baby Yoda, where he, remember the thing with the Star Wars universe is that we as the audience see all that Force and Jedi bullshit, but statistically, very few people know about the Force in the way Jedi's know about the Force, right? The Force
Right.
is at most a religion, but most people don't know what it is. They're just eking out a shitty existence, right? And him seeing that for the first time and not being able to explain it, I'd like to see where they go with that, or how you'll deal with the idea of the Force, because Yoda's species is naturally Force sensitive, right?
Right.
Even as babies or whatever it is, right? So Yoda's species can immediately do Force shit now, and I like what they did with that. I want to see what they will do with that. If that'll be interesting, or they'll just play it straightforward. As for little side stuff, it have all these little, again, real side characters. For the Hudzuck, as they say, Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Fucking Brian.
What question? What did he think about Wooner's performance? See that he never bothered to watch any Star Wars movies before in
It
his
was
life.
like normal. It was normal. I mean, he could have been anybody in that role. I wasn't particularly interested, because more interested in the plot. Because the guy who was the doctor, we had that doctor character on the side. That
Yes.
guy is
Yes.
fascinating, because that guy is, well, okay. So the only reason I know this is because of like Charlie Schneider show, right? That guy is he wearing the same uniform that the clone trooper people, sorry, not the clone trooper, yeah, the clone people from Camino is wearing. So it's implied that either the baby is a clone of Yoda, or they want to take the baby to clone, or something like that. Now that is why he wanted it alive, but Tingdon wanted it dead. So we know the show going on with that. But
Oh. Okay. Okay.
when Talk was like normal as well. But it's like I don't really think about Talk in that scene. It's like, yeah, that's fine. But that
Right.
little side characters I was talking to see, like again, Taika Waititi was funny to see. Like I
Yes.
didn't know him until after
Mhm.
it's watching the credits.
Yeah, I
Horatio,
didn't know. I didn't know Nick Nolte was in this. Like I said before,
right.
he was the Ugnaught. I believe that's what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
call him.
yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
like how he always says, "I have spoken." Like every time
Yeah,
he
yeah.
ends his statements, like "I have spoken."
But but there are people little side people like Horatio Sands.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
was it? Freaking Brian Posehn, wasn't it? Quick little scene with him driving. That was funny.
right.
Uh, like what he in this? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever.
What? Yeah, what up? I was like, "Hey, look, homeboy from Big Bang Theory. Holy shit! I didn't know you in
Right,
this."
right.
Yeah,
The thing is, I'll say though, is like I'm shocked that he wasn't this, because he is probably the instigator and creator of a lot of like the pathological anti prequel culture. Now. Like if you want a driver of toxic fan base, you already have to kind of go further than him.
really.
Anyway, but last thing to mention. Well, the director they get Rick Fumuyama, right? Rick Famoyama, yeah.
Well,
Rick,
yeah, right. He did.
well,
He directed the
right.
second episode, right? But Dave
And
Filoni did the first one.
right. And I was like, yeah, the guy who directed Dope. I was like, yeah, good. You get a little interesting work. Shocking. He was supposed to do Flash and never did it.
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, it's cool to see all these little weird directors coming through to see it now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I mean
Um,
John Favreau, we forgot to mention. I mean, just doing the
right.
writing and creation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, do anything, man. Man is
No, no,
doing his
yeah.
thing. You tell you having fun.
Yeah, let us be clear. We get it. He's clearly from that EU generation of Star Wars fans. So, like, look, you're gonna get that. Like, it's a clear vision that feels a little dated, eh? Because it really feels like something somebody would be talking about 10 years ago, but it is now getting it done with modern special effects and whatnot. But this could have come out 10 years ago, and people will be melting on over this. But
Right.
as it is, I like it for what it was. I'm really excited to see the rest of the season. I don't think it's the best thing since sliced bread or anything like that. No,
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no.
it's
Of course not. Yeah.
I don't think it's better than the new trilogy, and it's the best thing since Jedi or any of that bullshit. But it's still good. It's very good. I'm actually interested in the main character. It's working. It works. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So keep it with Disney Plus for a little while now. Let's gonna talk about two feature films that they were pushing. When I say pushing, I mean they were just they advertised it around the same time when the first trailer for Mandalorian dropped. So I'll
Right.
start off with Lady and the Tramp, right? And I'll just kind of confess something here. I never saw the original film. I never did. I know its place in terms of just Disney animation history, not animation history as a whole. Like the moment with them in the sort of like French restaurant thing, and the scene with the spaghetti and meatballs, that cute little moment. Everybody knows
Yeah,
that, but that was like the only thing I knew about that
yeah,
show. I didn't know, like I because I never saw the show, I assumed like the story took place in France or some kind of thing. So like I was just getting this kind of you know this kind of French love story kind of vibe thing going on there. But
right.
actually, it's not. It was not set in France. It's actually set in the US actually, but it's a period piece. So, well, in the old film, it was set like in 1909, I think it is, right? But it was somewhere in the Midwest. But here, they don't really establish what year, what decade the story is set. But it's in New
Right.
Orleans. But I assuming because once again, I never saw the show. Um, it's pretty much the same thing like what the original film was about, right? And in a nutshell, it is about this couple, Jim and Darling Dare, right? Their surnames are Dare, right? Dare,
Yeah.
weird, right? They played by Thomas Mann and Kirstie Clemens.
Okay.
And it's funny, right? Because at first when I was watching, she was like, but she looking real like Tessa Thompson. Man. I know Tessa Thompson's in this movie. So I was like,
Right.
wait, so she's so Tessa playing a human in this movie, okay. But it's
Oh,
how she
right.
looked up because she fair skin and all that kind of stuff. She don't have the dimples. I didn't notice the cute dimples that Tessa have, right? Sorry, the cute, right? And then it's only when they introduce the character of Lady, who is this cocker spaniel. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
right, she's Tessa. Because okay,
Right.
because I just forgot for a minute who Tessa was playing, right? And so yeah, basically, Lady is this dog that Jim adopts basically right into the home. You see their times together, and then eventually, Darlin actually gets pregnant, right?
Right.
And Lady's friend, another dog, right, wants her that eventually they're gonna choose the baby over you. So through some circumstances, she runs into the second main character. That would be Tramp. He is played by Justin Theroux of all people. I was like, okay, I
Right.
didn't even know he was gonna be in this too. Okay, whatever. Right, and he is a street dog, as they describe him throughout the entire this movie.
Right.
He is the rebel. Um he just enjoys being free. You know what I mean? Not having to answer to anything or anybody, right? He just loves to be out and do whatever he wants, right? Even though there is this dog catcher about, his name is Elliot. He's played by Adrian Martinez. I know I saw him in a show before. He just has that look about it. Like I know I saw him before.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's this dog catcher. He's just like out to catch the tramp because like, oh well, he's up to trouble. And you know what I mean? There's one scene where he kind of does start a ruckus basically, right? And not surprising, Lady and the Trap do meet each other. At first, they kind of don't like each other because, like, well, oh, well, Lady needs to be. She feels like, like dogs need to belong, you know what I mean, or like be owned. So
Right.
she loves the fact that she lives in the house, but what she doesn't like is that, she's being pushed aside by this new baby, there. This child that comes into the family. At the same time, though, but she slowly becomes enamored, I would say, by Tramp, right? And of course, they form this relationship, blah blah blah. And then something happens that splits them, and then they have to meet back up. And it's just your typical Disney story, right? Like once again, I know it's a remake, but like even when I was watching, I was like, yeah, I just see the emotions, I see the story beats, I know what's gonna happen here, and I know especially for people who never saw the original film, this would be kind of a letdown for them because and this is the reason why I want to see it, right? Because I know we talked before on this program about these action adaptations of classic Disney animated films, especially those incorporated talking animals, right? So we talked about Jungle Book, and we talked about we had directed by John Favreau, right? And Lion King, which was also directed by him, right? So yeah. But what I would say though, just touching on the VFX for a bit, right? The talking dogs and whatnot.
Right.
It's fine. It's decent. It's not, mind blowing. It's not like the next gen, VFX like what we got with Lion King. But it's simple. It's the kind of stuff that you've seen before, that you see Disney done before in other films. Like, case in point, I would say is remember a little movie called The Shaggy Dog.
Right. Yeah.
With well, the remake I talk about with Tim
Oh,
Allen, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
the funny thing is, like yesterday, right? Yesterday times recorded, I stopped over at at Mario's there, so I just eat a little pizza there, and you know, they have this TV and like the signal always off, right? And they were showing they had it on TV6 there, so right after they showed Batman Year One of all shows, right? They just had that lunchtime because remember you had to keep in mind that people don't watch TV during that time anyway. It's like from lunchtime to like about 7 o'clock. Nobody watches TV, yeah? So they could just run wherever they want to. So I saw like the end of Batman Year One. I was like, all right, they're showing this, okay, cool. And then they run the Shaggy Dog there. But I never watched the Shaggy Dog because and this is something that kind of affected my enjoyment of Lady Tramp here. I'm not really a fan of movies that feature talking animals though. I just never was.
Right. Yeah.
Like I think the one that I saw, yeah, I think it's probably like one or two I ever saw in my life was remember when Beethoven was out? The first Beethoven.
Yeah. Remember that bullshit?
Yeah, Beethoven was a thing. It was like, oh my god, talking
Yeah.
dogs. Ooh, so funny, right? And then they had Beethoven second. I was like, nah, fuck that shit. So, but yeah, I just never cared for shows like that. You know what I mean? Even stuff like Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. Like, I don't know. I think the other one that I saw, and this was kind of ironic because it's also a Christmas movie. Look Who's Talking Now. Remember that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And the only thing you remember from that show is that John Travolta, though. Because, yeah, John Travolta was in it. And he had two dogs. I think one of them was voiced by Danny DeVito. I think it was. You don't remember the only thing that would remember in that show is that song, It's Christmas, See Noelle. That song
Yeah.
that little
That French
French
boy.
kid sing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, well, see
Yeah.
Noelle. I don't know. No, honest to God, I don't know how that song becomes a smasher. Cause like literally every year you hear the song, even if you don't see the video, right, which probably will be in some kind of shitty quality, you hear the song. You will always hear the song every Christmas now. Like
Yeah. That's
how this shit song? Admittedly, it's a shitty song. Let's be real. It's a shitty
yeah.
song, right? And this come at the worst time because this was around the time when house music was starting to die, you know what I mean? And techno is now starting to, gain its legs there. So it had that kind of Christmas techno vibe to it there. But it's like this weird French kid just like talking through the song and everybody
Yeah.
loved this song. It's so cute. I'm like, what the fuck, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, but get back to Lady and Tramp here. So yeah, so it's one of those shows, right? And because I just not into just talking animals. Like I got what they were going for in terms of this is so cute. Look at the cute dogs talking. Well, once again, it's dogs talking. I just not into that, right? And because the VFX wasn't so stellar or spectacular, it just felt basic there. It just really felt like yes, I've seen this stuff like in the 2000s or in the 90s, right? Not saying that it felt cheap or amateurish. It was just like I've seen this stuff before, right? But it works in telling the story. Like I'm not saying that the show had to have a bigger budget to tell its story, you know what I mean? But it's serviceable. That's all I'll say, right?
Yeah.
The voice acting was fine for the most part. Like I like hearing Tessa Thompson, you know what I mean,
Right.
as Lady, and Justin Theroux was great as Tramp. Sam Elliott was there, of Sam Elliott, right? Playing Trusty. And this is kind of funny when I saw her name in the credit though. Janelle Monáe was in this.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She played Peg, and yes, they gave her a song to sing because, well,
Right.
she had to
She
sing
had
a
a
song,
song.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and she actually
I
had
know she had
another
a song.
song in the end credits too, which was nice, right? So that was cool. The human performers were fine as well too. I thought that Jim and Darling, the actors who played them, they were decent as well. Great
Right.
screen presence and whatnot. A couple of couple of actors from Community were there. Like I saw Yvette
Okay.
Nicole Brown. It's like, oh shit, you in this too? Ken Jeong make an appearance. Like, oh shit, you in this too? Okay,
Okay.
what? Okay, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Like my to be honest with this, right? Like I see the appeal of it. It's clearly a family show, right? That's what it's designed to be. It's designed for people who like shows like Shaggy Dog and Beethoven, you know what I mean? Stuff. People who
Right,
just
right.
can't get enough of those talking animal stuff, right? Even though, like I say, I just not a fan of those kind of things. Um, but and I mean, it does its job. It does what it's supposed to do. It tugs at your heartstrings the way it's supposed to. It just gives you that kind of nice, warm feel when you watch it. And it's not primarily a Christmas film, but it ends in Christmas too. So I imagine that, yeah, you know what I mean, for Christmas time, people gonna sit down, you know what I mean, family's gonna watch this, you know what I mean? And I guess if you have that to do and you wait for Christmas lunch to be ready, you could, you know, watch this. If you have Disney Plus, you can watch this, I guess. And yeah, I mean, I see people will be checking this out in the near future. I even see One Day TV6 actually running this movie and the next show I'm going to talk about too. But because this movie didn't really bring anything new to the table, it's funny because I never saw the original one, but I just felt that like there just have to be a reason to retell the story. Not just, oh, well, we have a platform, so now we could do this show, which we could have put out in theaters, but because
Right.
it didn't have that big of a budget, that big set of actors or whatnot, with the exception of Tessa Thompson, and because I guess the backlash with, with Lion King, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we can't go wrong with this stuff, but I don't know. I just felt like when you're doing these remakes, right? You just had to give me a good reason why you're doing this. Like, I'm not saying like update it, like put it in modern times or something like that, but just how do you take a story that's, fairly decent and make it better than it was, right? And that's why I
Right.
got with Jungle Book, right? We didn't get that with Lion King, unfortunately. It was just like this rinse repeat stuff, and the gimmick is, oh, look at all the photogenic, photorealistic, creatures and all that kind of stuff, right? But I'm glad that with this one here, the dogs themselves won't. I mean, like, you could tell which was the real and which was the fake, right? But it was like so photorealistic that, when they talk, it took you out of the show. It felt like, your average, hey, talking dog stuff, right, that you've seen, countless times before. And I find like this as a story as a whole, it was fine. You know what I mean? It was just there, but nothing that blew my mind. Nothing that really got me excited. Nothing that really, you know what I mean? Like, really got to me emotionally. It was just a straightforward story that I guess that people just need to see in live action. I think that they could have picked other films out there. Maybe that's the game plan. Disney's game plan in the future. They're gonna literally take all of all of the animated films and just give them the live action touch. You know what I mean? And we could talk about why that's a good or bad thing, but that's for another time, right? But yeah,
Right.
this one, all I'll say is that if you're really curious to see it, check it out. It functions as this kind of Christmassy kind of show. You know what I mean? You just kind of watch it and you feel that joy, I guess. And you feel a little warmth in your heart and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know outside of Christmas if it will make sense to watch this. To be honest, but I guess you
Right.
just have to be a big fan of the original film, or just a fan of just talking animals to really like this. Like, if you let's love all that cute shit, then cool, you can watch that whenever. But for me, if I could just recommend it, I would just say, yeah, it's one of those shows you just watch for Christmas, and it's disposable. You watch it and then you just kind of forget about it and you move on, right? You watch, I don't know, Home Alone for like the 10th millionth time, right? Even though, once again, it's not a Christmas movie, but still, the mere fact that they decided to put this out now kind of tells me that, yeah, they want people to be watching this shit all through December, right? But because it didn't really like wow me or do much for me, and yeah, as far as a Disney film, it was really derivative. Um, I don't know. It just there. Like, it was fine. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it neither. It's fine. I mean, it has its audience. I'm not in that audience, unfortunately, but I really wanted to see it just to see if they will justify its existence. But you know what I mean? It works as being on this platform. I think that it would not have made that much money in the box office, so at least Disney have a little advantage here as far as putting out shows in the future. But I mean, it is what it is. For me, if I had to rate this, I'll give this a very light short of 5 minutes. It was alright. It was alright for what it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, if you want to see it, see it. If you like that cute shit, watch it. You may really enjoy this more, but I'd imagine if you were a fan of the original film, you kind of look at this and be like, um, yeah, but why though? You know what I mean? Like, why remake this out of everything else? I don't know. But like I say, Christmas is coming. If you're looking for stuff to watch, it's something new, I guess. Even though it's not a Christmas film, yeah, watch it. But I don't think you'll be remembering it in a hurry, or will go back to it in a hurry. But still, if you're
Right.
curious, yeah, check it out, man. All
Yeah.
right, and same thing I would say once again about Noelle, right, which is technically an original quote unquote film coming from Disney Plus, right? This stars McGill Anna Kendrick. She plays Noelle Kringle, and she basically is the daughter of Chris Kringle, right? AKA
Right.
Santa Claus, right? And what happened is that a few months ago he passed away, right? But whilst he was alive, you know what I mean, while Noelle and her brother Nick, who's played by Bill Hader, I was actually shocked that he was in this when I saw him in trailer. Oh shit, he in this too? Okay. They learn a lot from the father and whatnot. But because of tradition at the North Pole, the idea is that Bill, sorry, not Bill, Nick has to be the new Santa Claus there. And they established early on that he doesn't really have what it takes to be that. He doesn't have that gumption. He doesn't have the skills, basically, right? The little magic or the twinkle, as they call it, right? So he just kind of going through the motions, but you could tell that he just doesn't really like it. He doesn't care for it at all. And then through these, he had to misinterpreted the suggestion that Noel
Right.
offers, which is, you really should go out. You really should just take a break now. Just take a break, take a vacation, clear your mind, right? So what happens is that, he just takes it way too literally now, and he decides that he is going to leave the North Pole. And this is like 5 days before Christmas Day, right? So of course
Right.
everybody in the North Pole panicking, they lose their shit. It's like, oh my god, what do we do, right? And Noelle, being the kind, cutesy, I love Christmas, girl that she is, decides, here's what, we can't have Christmas without Santa, so I'm gonna go and find him. She figures out that he went to Phoenix, Arizona. So she goes there with her childhood nanny, who's Elf Polly, that's her name. She's played by Shirley MacLaine of all people. Yeah, they get Shirley
Right.
MacLaine to be in this, right? Wow, right?
Right.
Even friggin' Julie Haggerty is in this show. Like last time I saw her was in I remember a show called Just Friends.
Vaguely.
That is with pre Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smartner. It's a Christmas movie, but basically it's like he was this fat kid and he liked this girl, but the girl played with the friend zone, and
I
then he lose weight, and then Julie Haggerty was playing his mother now.
right.
Yeah, it's a dumb Christmas comedy. It really doesn't hold up, but it's one of those disposable shows that when, like, if it on TV, I guess you can watch it, right? It's one of those shows. But yeah, that was the last time I saw her. But the big show that you will know her from is a little classic comedy called Airplane, right? She was
Yeah.
one of the main actors in that movie, right? But anyway, so what happens is that Noelle and Elf Polly they go to Phoenix. She runs into this detective guy, this private detective. I forgot the guy who played him. He's going through a little issue with him, with his son, his young son actually. Custody of the son because he went through a divorce, and the boy wanted to spend time with the mother, but the mother kind of don't want to see her ex, and she already married and all that kind of stuff. And then of course, as he spoiled the trailer, Noelle does find Nick. Nick found he's actually like the instructor actually at this yoga class basically. So and, like he just doesn't want to leave there at all. But then it's like, all right, you kind of need to, because Christmas is coming and we need Santa, right? But the big thing
Right.
that they were hinting at throughout the show, this is already a spoiler, but it's kind of obvious, is that Noelle have the twinkles. She has the ability to understand different languages. So like when kids on Nick's lap asked them what they want for Christmas, they had this one kid who was talking in Punjabi, and she was able to interpret what it was he was saying and all that kind of stuff, and just being able to know what kids want for Christmas and what just the stuff that you expect Santa to know now. And
Right.
it's like, so yes, just jumping into review here. So while in one hand it is about her kind of trying to get Santa back into the game. It's also about her realizing that yeah, she have what it takes to be Santa as well, right? And I'm not gonna spoil what happens in the end. It's kind of obvious. I kind of sell it out, but oh gosh, it's a Disney movie. You kind of know what to expect, right? But anyway, so performance wise, sorry, I thought that well, I mean everybody do what they're supposed to do, man. I thought that Anna Kendrick had great screen presence as usual, but I thought that she sold her character, well as very well, I would say. She reminds me a lot of like I guess what you're going for was that sort of fish out of water scenario, like what Will Ferrell did with Elf. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which yeah, shockingly still holds up to this day, like amazing, right? But I'll compare the show to Elf in a little bit with another aspect in a bit, right? But yeah, so she plays that whole, well, I was in the North Pole and, it's all Christmas this, Christmas that, and now I'm in Phoenix where it's all hot and I don't know what sunscreen is and all that, sunblock is and all that kind of stuff there. So
Correct.
how she plays stuff is cute. I mean, it's all nice, like, it's all funny. She doesn't know what these things are, right? Um, I thought that Bill Hader, well, the moments when he was on screen, I thought that he was pretty funny. Like he sold that whole, I just really don't want to be Santa. I just really don't care about this. Like I know it's a big deal home, but I just really not cut out for this. Right? I thought that he sold that very well. And the supporting characters, I mean, they do what they're supposed to do. This guy, I didn't know that he was going to be in it. Billy Eichner. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Right. That's from using Lion King, huh?
Yes, 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 yes. I
Okay.
actually like his character, even though for some people they might find him to be annoying. Because what happened? Like he is the cousin. He's Noelle and Nick's cousin, right? But he just approach things in this like real technological kind of way. So he talk about, oh well, all right, all these kids apparently, like over 2,000 kids are naughty, right? So he do some tallying up and stuff online, all that kind of stuff. So you see, here's what I just got to send him a bunch of texts and tell him, yo, like you're not getting any gifts this year because all it was naughty. So next year, if all they like clean up all their act, or they will get gifts there. And the man like real talking about like GPS and figuring out like all kind of stuff there. We want to incorporate Amazon Prime, all kind of shit in terms of just getting gifts out. Like he just approaches things from this real tactical kind of way there. You know what I mean? Like if he was just you know, that kind of do just working at Amazon, I guess that's the way how he does approach things. That oh well, we have the gifts ready. We're going to go on the sled and we go in our we going around the world. You know what I mean? So I like that he kind of approaches things from a modern quote unquote perspective. I just mean for some like really genuinely funny moments. Not too haha, but just like that's clever because we in the 2010s, well, late 2010s, so that's clever, haha, right? And that's kind of like the approach you're going for here, where they kind of just taking the whole Santa Claus,
Right.
archetype and just flipping it for a modern, context now. Even right down to, and I don't want to say this is, SJW or anything like that, you know what I mean, making Noel, Santa Claus in a sense, right? You know what I mean? So I
Right.
thought it would just kind of flipping the whole traditional Santa Claus stuff on its heels, right? So that was cool. Um, but once again, story wise, yeah, you've seen this before. Like I mentioned Elf before. That whole, I'm in the real world now, and now I have to get used to things, but I have to get this thing done before Christmas comes up, and I meet somebody who needs to understand the meaning of Christmas, yada yada yada, that kind of stuff. Also, just touching on Elf a bit. Remember the sort of cartoon characters that they had, right? If you
In
remember
where?
the in
Right?
Elf, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
snowman,
Right.
and remember they were like clearly a tribute to like Rankin Bass animation,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
We how they
Yeah.
look, they have that kind of stiff,
Rudolph
uh,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? Uh, not puppetry, but more not stop
Claymation.
motion animation, but yeah. No, was it
Claymation.
claymation or was it puppet?
No, I think it was claymation. Well, yeah, kind of puppetry. That you're talking about like
Yeah,
Rudolph stuff. I think. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like
yeah. The
Rudolph
puppet,
and yeah,
puppet. Yeah,
yeah, that kind of puppetry kind of thing, right? And
puppet
how they
stop motion.
were, yeah, right, and how they were able to emulate it in Elf. I thought that was great because like okay, we paid tribute to that. So in this case, they don't exactly do that with the non-human characters. Like like there's this sheep basically, right? Named Snowflake. Um, there are the reindeer, which is weird because you didn't see Well, Rudolph wasn't there for some weird reason. I'm not sure why. But like every non-human character that they show in this movie clearly look like it was animated. It doesn't look real at all. You know what I mean? Like you could tell like from a far distance. Yes, I'm seeing a reindeer fly, but when you see them up close, it's like yeah, I could tell that this was done on a computer. It just it looks fake though.
Right.
And I don't know if this was the intention in this show to have those characters look, fake. But yeah, for some people it'll be like, yeah, I just that you could just tell them from the movements, the way how they look and all that kind of stuff. It's not too fake. I don't see it as amateur, but at the same time it's like they could have just spent a little more cash to make it a little bit more believable. But then once again, I'm wondering if that's the intention of making them look, kind of cartoonish now. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a Christmas show, so we're not supposed to take these things seriously. We just watch them and it's like, haha. It's like we look at how cute the reindeer look, and how cute the little sheep looks. But I'm sorry, like just from a VFX perspective, you should look a little fake, man, a little too cartoonish, in my opinion. But anyway, but yeah, as far as the story goes, yeah, it's been there. See that you kind of know how the story is gonna play out. They have little itty bitty twists and turns here or there, but not too much to say. This is different. This is revolutionary. This is something special, like something that we've never seen before, right? And I would say that was like the hook of Elf, even though the whole fish out of water thing is nothing new. Just this grown man acting like an elf. That was his sell that. We never saw something like that before. You know what I mean? But yeah, everything else, I mean, if you've seen Disney movies or Christmas theme movies before in your life, you kind of see these things a million times before. You know what I mean? The Santa Claus character, well, we have to do this before Christmas. I'm gonna be the new Santa. Look, the Santa Claus, right? With Tim Allen. Just bringing up Tim Allen again.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Once again, we've seen this stuff before, so it's like, all right, y'all not really bringing anything new to the table other than the whole, oh, well, this is the son and daughter of Santa Claus, and we're going to see who's going to, put on the pom-pom and, climb on that sled and do all that stuff, right? So I guess
Right.
that's the kind of new thing that they do, but it's not really anything new or fresh or original when you think about it. Like, you've seen these things before, right? If you've seen one Christmas special of a TV show, you kind of know how the show is going to play out, right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's
once again,
like a Disney Channel kind of shit going on.
that's the thing. Right. Good thing that you see that. 'Cause I was watching this thing there, like, yeah, this really does feel like something that would have shown on a Disney Channel film, on the Disney Channel now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But on something like Disney Plus, right? And this is like my main issue, as a whole, right? Especially with these two shows that I just talk about here. I kind of get the feeling that not so much that they're not bringing anything new or anything like that, but they're just not bringing the heat, man. Like, okay, cool. You could see all your favorite Disney shows. You could see The Simpsons. You could see this. You could see that. You could see The Mandalorian. That's great. But outside The Mandalorian, I find like, okay, like this is a brand new platform. Dre. You competing with folks like Netflix who bring out shit like Irishman and Marriage Story, right? In a couple of weeks. And they're bringing out shows that either would have last for like about a couple of weeks in theaters, or should have just been a Disney Channel original movie. You know
Right.
what I was it? Yeah. It's like, and I don't know, once again, maybe it's a Christmas thing. Maybe it's just, because as a whole, this show is just, once again, just supposed to tug on your heartstrings, supposed to keep you warm and nice. Like, oh, this is a nice little, Christmas movie. And yeah, it is. It's a nice film. I mean, I'm not bashing the show for it being nice. This is how it's designed to be. But because once again it's so derivative, and what I mean, I don't know about its longevity after after you see it once. Because yeah, honestly, I saw it. I like it for what it was. I like seeing Anna Kendrick doing her thing, but I don't have any intention of watching the show again. I'm just sorry. Like, it just doesn't have that little extra oomph in it to be like, a Christmas classic, like say, a Christmas Story or Elf, you know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah, like I said, it just have this Disney Child feel to it, just with just with um just with a bigger budget. That's what it is. It's basically a Disney Channel movie, but with a bigger budget. That's the best way
Yeah.
to describe Noel, right? And to an extent, Lady in Tramp. But once again,
Right.
if you like this kind of shows, like I say, if you love Christmas movies, if you like these kind of family friendly, heartwarming Christmas movies, you'll enjoy this. You'll enjoy the hell out of this. I know this for sure. But once again, outside of Christmas, is anybody really going to seek out Noel again, or is it just gonna is it just gonna collect virtual dust until next year Christmas or the year after that? I don't know.
Right.
So Disney, like I know, I get the whole launching around Christmas season vibe. I get that, but they have to come a little bit harder, and not just with Star Wars content. You know what I mean? They have to bring more stuff there, just better made stuff to the table. You know what I mean? Instead of just but I like it this because it's a Christmas show, but it's derivative. Sorry, that's the best way to describe it. So yeah, rating wise, I will give this a lighter decent 3. I just being fair with these shows, because I don't know how to rank Christmas movies anyway. So it's, all right, if I didn't walk out of it feeling pissed off, if I kind of walk out of it with a smile on my face, then yeah, it did what it's supposed to do. If it pissed me off, I would give it like a lower grade. But because it puts you in that Christmas spirit, and I guess that's the point of the show, is to put you into that Christmas spirit, then yeah, you'll enjoy it. But if you're just looking for something new, something a little bit different, then you're not gonna get with this. But like I say, Disney just have to come a little bit stronger, hopefully with the next set of movies that they're gonna put out. I really don't know if they're gonna put out anything in time for Christmas, but they can't just come with these, just simple-minded stuff,
Well,
simple-minded
we don't know.
remakes. I don't know, but I think that really will affect the future of this platform. You know what I mean? Because once again, you can't just fall back on Mandalorian and Simpsons and Gargoyles or be wherever, right? Or MCU movies. You all have wherever content or they have original that all they putting out. It just had to connect. It had to be worthwhile, man.
No, they have a ton of stuff planned out here, so it's like whatever. No, I just had to wait. I'm inviting on this.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, I wanted to see it. I saw it. I enjoyed for what it was. I really don't see myself watching them again. But just like Lady Tramp, it has its audience. So if you like if you like family shit, then watch it. But just like Lady Tramp, I really don't think you're gonna be watching this. Or sorry, I don't think you're gonna remember this in a hurry, unless you just want to see, like, I would say, like, when next Christmas or whatever Christmas rolls around, it'll be just like, oh yeah, there was that one show with Anna Kendrick. Oh yeah, we should watch that, right? Okay, so yeah, that's all I have to say on on Lady and Tramp and Noelle. They're serviceable. They are what they are. If you like those things, check them out. If they're not for you, I don't know, just find something on Netflix or I don't know, watch Mandalorian or something like that.